City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Special beyond special.
Best player in the Premier League.
Captain Marvel. Drogba! Rooney! Oh, wonderful! That is one Derby Diamond.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs, episode 15. In today's episode, we will break down match week 12, which included games from Chelsea and Leicester, Arsenal and Notts, and United's first game under Almirón. If you want to hear our thoughts on City versus Tottenham, go and check out our video that we posted a little bit ago. It's a pretty good one, so that will be fun for y'all. After that, we'll talk about match week 13 because there's two headline games with City versus Liverpool, a real title challenging game, and then Chelsea versus Villa. And then to finish the episode, we will be ranking and grading some Premier League home kits. Let's start with Chelsea and Leicester. It was way too early for me, so Grant, you can kind of take it away with the game.
Yeah, 4:30 wake-up call is never fun. I usually get a few every year, and you'd like it to be a bigger game, with all due respect, to get up at 4:30, but you gotta watch, you gotta be there. But I liked it. Scoreline's not as flattering for what the performance was. It was never really in doubt. Penalty right at the end. So it was a pretty comfortable win. Obviously, you'd like a more comfortable scoreline, but definitely doesn't reflect the performance. I thought it was comfortable start to finish, bar 5-10 minutes into the first half. They got a few shots off, but for the most part, pretty sound. Could have wrapped it up in the second half. I don't know. I'm sure you guys saw Palmer's shot get blocked off the goal line by MW12. Shit like that, but they laughed it off, got the second, and sealed the game. So that's, again, the difference in last year. The first goal from Jackson, really scrappy. Held up the ball. Fout Vice, didn't really cover himself in much glory there, but strong finish from Jackson. Just looks comfortable and confident in what he's doing up there, and it's starting to show. And the output's there, which is fantastic. It's all we were asking for from him. João Felix looked really good for me, and I think it's another testament to the flexibility we have tactically. And that was kind of one thing I was skeptical on with Maresca, is I heard he's very, very, very rigid in how he ran things, but Cucurella was overlapping and he tucked in Felix, so him and Palmer were kind of double tens. Madueke was all right, but I think if Neto were fit, he probably would have got the nod. But again, all in all, got the 3 points against the team we should have got 3 points against, and just keep the momentum going. The table's so tight right now. Just get your job done, get the business done, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, any game away from home in the Premier League is a tough one, and King Power Stadium is known for being kind of one of those difficult matches, right? Like they just randomly will kick on and get a performance. I look, we've been super hyper critical of Mr. Fernandez on this podcast, me and Mila, and he performed. He performed. Look, man, if he puts in performances like that, he'll shut me up real quick, but I think this is kind of a testament to what my thoughts
I see
are.
Leicester tax on Mila's face.
It's just that's what I was gonna say. It's like playing a lesser opponent, but like you were saying, like for Maresca, like look, he played a team that was highly offensively focused.
Yeah,
because you guys scored 2 goals.
Enzo didn't sit in the pivot like Lavia would, so it was really kind of Caicedo by himself. Obviously, Enzo, I've never seen legs out of him like this, and I think one of you guys texted me, like, does the goal, like, did that inflate his rating in terms of, is everyone saying he's man of the match because he got the goal too? I thought even before that he really dictated play well, and you can see what we're missing when he doesn't play, but it's just, again, like we've talked about, the trade-offs, because when you have Lavia in there, you have much more defensive stability, but offensively, with the ball, there's not as much, I think, creative output in the middle. And he just kind of opens things up for everybody else, too, just in terms of movement and positioning himself. He finds the right spaces in that final third. So, really good game from him. But to your point, kind of what you were getting at, we do need to see it consistently. It can't be every other game
not even
against Leicester.
Consistently. Yeah, exactly. It's the opponent thing, not that they're bad, but the more so, like, if the team with a little more firepower going forward, everything that you said that is a benefit for Chelsea, does it get exposed a little bit when there's playing teams with better attacking prowess?
Right, and you've even seen it with the way the manager picks a team. Like in those type of games, Lavia's been getting those starts. And then you go up against Leicester, okay, yeah, we'll go Enzo. So it's not fitness. Lavia came on, conceded the penalty. But I don't know. I think João Felix was a big surprise for me to get the nod, and he performed. He played really well. Madueke, he was all right, but again, we've seen more from other attackers to where they deserve to start.
No goal involvements. Yeah.
Just
if anything, he took one off the board.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that one. Like, obviously,
he's tough.
Literally the one who blocked it, but I don't think there was much more he could have done. Like, he clearly tried to get out of the way. Like, that was just super unfortunate. There's other times, like, I think Sterling blocked one of Mudrik's shots last year. It was against Leicester in the Cup. And I was just like, get the fuck out of the way. What are you doing? Like, he was just in the way. Madueke, I don't think there was much he could have done there. Palmer was all right. I know we want to talk about Palmer. He actually dropped a little deeper in this game. So it was kind of interesting with Enzo pushing up. Typically in build-up, and there was a lot of comfortable possession in this game, as you can imagine, Palmer was the one closer to Caicedo, kind of dictating play a bit. And I thought
he only had 2 shots.
Right, he drifted a lot kind of towards Felix, too, to really overload there with Cucurella. And Cucurella, again, I just want to give him the credit. He's been deployed so many different ways this year already. He was overlapping out wide, holding the width in this game, but I've seen him play as a 10. I've seen him invert into the pivot. I've seen him stay in a back 3 as a center back, and he's done all those jobs well. So credit to him. He was pretty much out the door last year. He was about to go to United on loan, and then he got cup tied, and we kept him. And they ended up getting Reguilon, and we were like, okay, I guess we got Cucurella. I was totally okay with him leaving at the time, too. I wasn't even mad at it. I understood it. But, yeah, what a turnaround, and he's one of our most important players now, so it's a testament to the guy. But, yeah, he was outstanding. Badiashile also played. That was surprising. He was fucking brilliant. Yeah, he was really good.
I do want to bring up 2 things before we wrap up this game. The first one is this is only the second time this season that Palmer hasn't had a goal or assist, and Chelsea have picked up all 3 points. That's important. That's been my biggest concern with them is being too heavily reliant on Palmer, and that's a good sign, right? Look, he should have scored. But picking up points when he's not at his best, which he hasn't been at his best the last 3 matches in the Prem.
He wasn't.
That's important because he's not going to be at his best every single game. That's impossible. No player's that good. It's just the natural progression of things. The second thing, I think it would be disingenuous not to talk about Reece James. We tied a whole podcast about captains and them being on the pitch and that being important.
Enzo Fernandez. That's what we got.
And Reece, another injury, which is awful, and I feel awful for him. But like, at what point are we just gonna figure out that like he can't play that position anymore? I don't think he can play right back anymore. I think if he's gonna play in a right back role, it's gonna have to be in a 3-back structure. I just don't think that he can bomb up and down the wings.
That's all he did this season, or 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes he played up more forward. But yeah, I will never say on or off the record it's time to get rid of him. I don't think I can even get myself to do that. Obviously, for sporting reasons, I can totally understand having to look at it objectively and saying we have a 20-year-old right back who's shown us a lot of potential, and we have a 24-year-old right back who, for the better part of 2 years now, has missed a lot more games than he's played. But even just seeing when he was fit, like, I personally don't think there's a better right back, and just he could literally do everything at a high level. I don't think he has the same, let's say, delivery on a dead ball that Trent does, but I've seen him put in a lot of flawless crosses, and I've seen him score goals. I've seen him lock up guys 1v1. I've seen him put in a chip to center back. I've seen him play in midfield. He can do everything. But like you said, we've got a large sample size and it just keeps happening. It's heartbreaking. There's no other way to put it. Like you hear he's got a minor setback. Talent. It's a minor setback, and then boom, he posts that thing on the story. It's like, I don't think it's minor if it's and I just can't even imagine what the guy's going through. It's awful. It's got to be awful what he's going through. And I all the power. Anytime he gets back on there, I appreciate it. Not only because it's, I don't know how much longer he's gonna be out here before getting hurt again, or just like that guy had to work his tail off just to get back out there. And that's why I'll never give up on him. But like you said, it's definitely worth a conversation, or at least to acknowledge that it's an issue. But I also think the personnel were deep enough to be able to compensate for it. Obviously, with a guy like Malo Gusto as your backup on paper is pretty good. Bit of a spoil of riches. And then we have a Chempong who's in our academy. Hasn't played for a little while because it's a contract dispute with a fucking 18-year-old. That's great. But another gifted right back, and Fafana can do a job at center back and tucking in. So I'm not worried about it in terms of long term because of that. Like, I think there's more than enough safety there at that position. But yeah, it is so tough because, like you said, like, you need a leader, man. You need someone to be able to galvanize the troops. But I think that comes from, to answer the original question, I think that comes from guys like Cole Wilf, Enzo, Caicedo. That's who the managers pointed out are the leaders in the group, that he wants them to grow into leaders. Prove it. But yeah, the pressure's got to go out to a few different guys. It'd be kind of tough to put that all on one guy anyways, especially Reese with his circumstances. But I think the team needs to pick up the slack, and Palmer lead by example, lead by performance. Jackson lead the line. I think they all need to pick up the slack on his behalf. Glass half full, it galvanizes him even more. They want to fight for him even more for when he does get back out there. But in terms of leadership, that's how it should be approached.
Yeah, those are good points. Do you have anything else you want to say about Chelsea, or should we segue out to Arsenal?
Nah, we'll get into it a bit later, right? Villa, talk about that.
Yeah, with Villa. Okay. Then yeah, let's touch on Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. I watched the first half because that's all I needed to watch, and then the game was over.
I turned it off after the second.
3-0. That was the Arsenal of last year, and obviously the main glaring reason for that would be Odegaard, and he was spectacular. He, everything I was talking about him earlier in the season, he's proving his worth as it is now. Bukayo Saka, goal and assist.
Look good.
If there wasn't a Mohamed Salah, we'd be talking about him a lot more. But
yeah,
still feel I still can't get past the idea that, like, if those two guys aren't firing at all cylinders, that they're any good.
It's one. Like, when Saka was there, Odegaard wasn't. Saka's still top. Amazing game. Me and Dylan were talking about before recording that he's just so good. But they play a completely different way, even with him in the team. It comes down to one guy. But like you said, they looked really good, and I also think they played the ball short a lot more in that game.
Yeah.
Part of that has to do with personnel. Again, they went Jesus over Havertz up front. Havertz has obviously been...
Jesus was dropping really deep.
Right, and Havertz has done well for Arsenal. I'll give them that. They're getting what they want out of him. But I think they looked a lot better from their half all the way to the other box, because like you said, Jesus was dropping incredibly deep and just able to link play. It's very comfortable for him, and it allows them to play that way. And I also think, maybe to less of it, but I'll float it out there. I'll still float it out there. Rice also didn't play. Jorginho, I thought, he only played the first half. He pulled strings well, as he does. But I think that Marino and then Odegaard, midfield three, it felt a lot smoother. Like, they could kind of just go through teams. And on Forest, they didn't have Wood, so I didn't expect them to do much from the start. He's just been insane. But they played right through, and they looked so much better than they have in the past, 2 months? Man.
Do we know if that was a tactical choice or a...
Wood came off the bench.
He did, but was he like...
It must have been
like
tactical.
Recovering from an injury, or was that just like...
I would like to think, like, there's no way they would drop. It had to have been.
It must have been tactical, thinking we're going to be on the back foot the whole game, and then
that's a good point.
Trying to hit on the counter.
Yeah, that's fair.
That would be my guess.
But
they had a bunch of set piece opportunities.
I don't think so, because Forest, like, when they came to play us, like, they came to play. Like, they didn't think. Mind you, Arsenal played more of a. They've been better over the past few years to warrant that type of respect, I would say. But I think Forest in general. I mean, look what they did at Anfield. They kind of parked the bus a bit, but they came to play and they won. Like, I don't think they would drop Wood for that reason. New Zealand, that's a lot of traveling, maybe. I know
that
South
I was going to say
American
he had 5 goals in 2
2
games for New Zealand. So
yeah, it had to have been traveling, because like a lot of the South American players.
They were done playing on the 17th. Maybe you're probably
Whatever,
right. It's
whatever,
probably just a fitness thing.
Yeah, whatever. The point being, though, Arsenal played well. They fully deserved it. Nwaneri got a goal. He's really fucking good.
Yeah. A good performance against a team that's been really good so far this season.
It's something they need to build off. Like I was saying, like as soon as Odegaard came back, like the first game against us, it's like you already saw a semblance of like what they used to play like, and it's like, oh, okay, like can they keep doing this? And then the Forest performance is a good one to build off of. 100%. I don't think they're out of it yet. I don't think anyone really is. It's so early, but people are saying they're out of the title race. I wouldn't say that yet, but it's obviously you got to be almost flawless for a good chunk of time. But prove me otherwise.
Did you get to watch it, Mila? Did you get to watch this one?
Watched bits of it. They looked really good. I don't know. I wasn't that into it, so I don't have much to add.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, that's fair. I just want to make sure.
Like a passing glance type of.
I couldn't
vibe.
watch past the Partey goal. I don't need to see that man have any success.
Fucking strike. To be fair.
Oh yeah, I knew it was low key going in. I'm gonna sound like LeBron, but like when I saw it, I was like,
I remember what happened. We turned it on, Dylan.
Yeah, and then we turned it off to watch the Villa game because that was more entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I switched to. That's what I switched to.
Yeah.
And they keep dropping points.
I liked your point about the balance with Jorginho in the midfield. There was a clear six. It was more
that can move
defined.
The ball forward.
Yeah, look, I think they just got to pick one of the two. Like Rice or Mourinho's just got to be the six, and you just have to.
I don't think either
got to put them there. I think you just got to pick one, though. Look, they're gonna play. They spent too much money on both of them for them not to play. Like it's not going to be Jorginho.
Both of them at their best are the left-sided 8. Maybe you go Rice as the 6, Mourinho as the 8, but I think that's the only 8 where you can get away with Rice at the 6. If you see what I'm saying. Like I don't think.
I 100%.
I think it overcomplicates things when Rice becomes the 6, and Jorginho doesn't have the legs to be your week in week out guy. Partey, don't get me started with that guy, but clearly, like that's probably your best bet. It's the guy you paid $100 million for. Like you paid for him to be the 6, so like obviously he saw probably most of his successes as an 8 for them. So
yeah, getting into the maybe
I would like to see it for them. You know, Rice, Marino, Odegaard. In my
it's
head,
just got to be more defined.
Yeah,
it's just got to be more defined. But to be fair, Odegaard kind of aligns the Rubik's Cube in that sense. Like we haven't seen it without him, and so that's kind of unfair.
Timber also looked really good.
It's also an unfair point. He did look really good.
Timber's always been out. Oh,
well, White's out for
never mind. I see what you're saying. Timber was playing. Okay.
Yeah,
he was good.
The Neto test.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about the game. Good for them.
Their goals were two of the goals were really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The Saka goal and the Partey goal were really well struck.
Nwaneri, no finish.
I didn't see that one. Yeah. So
Sterling assist.
The two that I did saw though were ridiculously good finishes.
I'd like them to keep Sterling. He got a goal contribution. It's fantastic.
All right, so we good with talking about them. Yeah, okay. Let's move to United's first game under Almirón. United won, Ipswich won. I low key want to hear your guys' thoughts first on the match itself, and then I'll give my thoughts afterwards.
I've been talking too much. Go for it.
Did not watch.
Oh, okay.
But I did look over the average positioning compared from Ten Hag to Almirón, and there is a big difference. You make this little thing, but there's a huge fucking difference. They were all over the place with Ten Hag. There was no shape whatsoever. With Almirón, there's a clear back 3, back 5. The midfield, you can see that they're not wingers. They're definitely more inverted. So with Almirón, you could see that he definitely has a style, and he's said it himself. It's going to take time. It's not going to be pretty to get there, but he thinks you guys will get there at some point. I think that's a lot better than kind of what Ten Hag was doing. I got this type of thing where Ten Hag kind of was bluffing. Almirón was like, this will be shit, but bear with me because the results will pay off. So that's really all I have to take from the game. But I'll let you guys talk about it since you got to see it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely clearly defined. I'm sure you co-signed that, Dylan. You could clearly tell everyone had an assignment. first impressions, it's definitely a young man system. Evans got hooked. Casemiro, Eriksson did not have the energy necessary to be deployed as a high pressing double pivot. I thought Ahmad looked fantastic as always for them. He's, to me, their best attacker, best forward, if you will, and he showed it again. I hope he continues to play for them. I think he's... Don't get me started with Ahmad. But I do think that's very important to have those clearly defined roles. Given the personnel available, I think it's obvious that this is absolutely not an 11 he would prefer. But given what he has to work with, that this is what he threw out there. Like Mazraoui at center back, that's not where you want him, but you know what? Like, you're going to have to do a job today. Johnny Evans in there, no chance he would want to start Johnny Evans pressing, marking past the halfway line, but he did it. I don't think he would have went Eriksson and Casemiro together. And again, the front three, but he said, we need to do a job. Dylan, I'll let you get into it, but yeah, I thought disappointing, but again, you can't expect too much from a guy in his first game with this assignment. But I'll let you go from there.
I want to give flowers to Ipswich. The last 2 games, they picked up 4 points against 2 teams that have, quadruple the amount of money spent in their squads. That's got to be noted, and to Kieran McKenna and their group, really well done. Delap, but to Mila's point, is he might be a top 5 striker. The way that he carries the ball and is able to hold up the ball, very impressive. I thought Amari Hutchinson was also amazing. He made Johnny Evans look like he was 54, not 30, whatever he is. Switch to United. Yeah, it was. This is not going to be a quick turnaround. This isn't a squad that's ready to make that jump. I thought that there were some players that looked like they were ready for the system. Onana looks ready for the system. I thought Mazraoui looked really good, even as a center back.
No, he's been fantastic, but that's not his net.
Right, and he completed over 100 passes.
Yeah, he was really good.
He completed over 100 passes. I don't know the last time a United center back completed over 100 passes in a Premier League game. So for structure reasons, it was definitely more defined. And to your point, yes, it's not an old man system. Casemiro and Eriksson are not going to work. Johnny Evans is not going to work.
I saw a stat though that game was your second least distance covered this season.
Yes.
Because they got pinned into their own half in the second half.
So is it the intensity of when they run, but that structure keeps it from
for
being
me, it was
running
the pressing
all over the place type of thing?
The way where they were marking players. Like Johnny Evans was past the halfway line, marking players one-on-one, and then they have to run back.
So you're thinking it's more of that sprint back type of thing. There's more of that going on.
Just the way they were setting up. I mean, I'll let you go, Bill, but yeah.
No. So the whole point of the system is to be like very front forward in terms of like the initial press, and then once you don't get that initial press, everyone is back immediately, and it's just a low block, and that's what they did against City in that
so just a lot of
Champions League games. It's a lot of sprinting. You ask your 6 in this case to do a lot of the running, but it immediately switches from a back 3 in possession to a back 5 like that. Like if you're not built for it, which Ahmad is a whole nother case, and I kind of wanted to just highlight him for a second. Asked him to be a wing back, which he's never done before, and looked really good defensively. That was the most impressive part of his whole game. He's still a little timid. If I could ask one little thing, is just ask him to be less timid, because he creates things out of nothing. Like the first goal,
unreal run. I couldn't believe it. Just took the ball. He
scuffed the pass, but it doesn't matter.
No,
like he took it. He's that good. He'll have to play. I
don't know how he would get through everybody.
No, I'd like to see him further up.
Oh, for sure.
I'd like to see him further up.
Sure. I think Garnacho would be a better wing back, but in this system, because I think he wants to put an attacker there. I think he wants an attacker at wing back, one of them.
Yeah, and it's weird. Luke Shaw, I'll give him a shout out as well, as a left-sided center back, which I think is going to be his position. He's not going to play left wing back like I originally thought. Looked really good, and as a rotation piece to Martinez will be important.
Played good at center back under Ten Hag, even. For the back.
No, he can do it, and he looked really good pressing. He looked athletic
because he was asking Evans to
surprisingly.
press high. So like I think Luke Shaw can absolutely do that job as a center back, right? Like that's the most running he'll have to do is just kind of pressing up high, getting back. I think he can do that.
It's a tough one for me because the structure looked better than it's looked in a while, and he's really well spoken, so it makes me believe him. But the choices of Evans, Eriksson, and Casemiro came down to the fact that they only had 2 training sessions with a majority of the guys, and then the guys that went on international break had 1 before this game, and so he just went with the guys that he had the best relationship with after 2 training sessions, which is just...
I'm gonna be so locked into this team, bro. Like this is gonna be cinema. Like every single week is gonna be good content. Because it's just a lot. It's so much going on.
And the games are coming quick and fast. I mean, there's 3 games every week for until January, I think. So like, it look
a lot of.
I think that's a good thing. I'll start with that because I think the more games that he gets to implement a system is better.
Mm-hmm. I think they should fully throw away the Europa League, and that's when he needs to test shit out that he thinks will work. Just that. Don't even worry about the Europa League. That's where you can really...
No, I actually think the Europa League is super important.
I need the Europa League.
I think Europa League is the most important competition they've got left.
Is it salvageable? Is it for...
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Maybe not.
They still got...
I forgot there's 8 games. It's 8, not 6.
They absolutely can get in.
Is it 8 for the Europa League too?
It's the same. Yeah, so look, if they can win a trophy in this first season, it would be a massive success. And especially if they can win that competition because it's automatic Champions League.
Yeah, you'll need that. Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's what I was thinking more so.
Yep, that's all that matters.
I forgot about
less pressure to move higher in the Premier League.
Well, yeah, there's no room for error. Then I got not no room for error, but you can't really play around too much. Like you can't drop any more points in the Prem. Cup games, but yeah, you gotta win. You gotta win something. So yeah,
I will. The beauty of the Prem so far is that it's been so competitive that nothing's out of reach. You can go on a 5-game, go on a 5-game stretch, and then you'll be where you need to be. I don't like looking at it like that because that's not realistic.
Yeah,
but it's there. It's there.
For sure.
I kind of want to touch on the guys that I think realistically fit in the system and I thought really good.
Shouldn't take too
Fernandez, I thought Bruno looked natural in 2 different positions in the system, which is important because his versatility is what makes him the United's best player.
I liked him deeper.
Ahmed obviously looked really good, and versatility is another key point to that because I think he can play in one of those cam spots or the wing back. Mazzarari looked really good. I think he can play a center back or wing back, and I thought De Ligt as the center back in the system looked good. He did get beat a couple times. But Delap has beaten every center back in the league multiple times this season.
So fast and strong.
So it's not too. Yeah. I think that's more of a testament to Delap and less about De Ligt. And I thought he had a really good game. I think he only missed 4 passes. I think he had 90 something. Yeah, 99%. Look, if your central center back's doing that,
personally, but again,
he's better than both of your center backs, by the way.
No chance. Regardless, though, there's not enough for me to even give that substance. You know what I mean? Like to say.
But I just think that he looked natural. He looked natural, and Ugarte is the last point I want to make because the game changed when he came into the midfield, and I know you've been critical of him, but maybe this is the only system where his style of player actually works.
Shin kicker.
Look, dude, like I said, there's a skill to running around and making a mess of a game. And he does that, and I thought he looked really good. There was a certain level of obviously, United are toothless. There's no one going forward where I'm like, we're scoring goals today.
Garnacho, dude, he needs to learn a language that is still being worked on. Okay. Every time I watch him, it is bad. I'm not sold on him. I'm done thinking he's good.
You're not sold on him because of his
so wasteful.
I was going to say, you're not sold on him because of his decision making.
It's just so bad because he gets so many chances, dude. I've never thought I would see a more frustrating player than some of the guys I've seen come and go at my. I'm not going to use any bad words about my club, but I've seen some bad attackers come and go recently. He might be worse. It's just
He's young.
I think you're being hypercritical.
Yeah, no, for sure. He shouldn't be starting.
Think about it. Like,
He
you
should
can
not
do
be
what
starting
Jackson did, you know?
No,
Yeah,
Jackson's
I know.
special.
I don't think
Jackson was also
but...
exactly what you're explaining.
Nah, he put up 14.
Which was bad decision making, bad shooting.
You were complaining about the same
But
shit
he was
last
creating
year.
so much of it.
That's what Garnacho's doing. What are you talking about?
He's not the creator.
What are you talking about?
He's not the creator.
He created multiple. No. Okay, look. His decision making is horrible, but he puts himself in a position to make decisions, which means that he is creating chances. It just might not pan out.
It might be more to do with his pace for me then. I don't think he's really.
I don't think he's got breakaway pace. I think United, if he instead of.
Damn. I was just looking through his shit real quick. Okay, how about this? Let's go to middle ground.
I'm hypercritical. I don't think he fits in the system.
Yeah, he shouldn't start.
I don't. No. I'm
maybe that's the problem. It is the problem. He's 20 years old. Why is he starting every week?
Because there's no other options.
The other option is super young, also.
I'd go Rashford, maybe. No, Rashford can't play there.
Rashford's
okay. That was the one thing I wanted to say.
I don't think he did.
Rashford didn't play well, but he scored a goal, and that's important.
He scored the goal
because nobody scores goals on United.
That's true.
That's
true.
Hoyland, when he came on, looked like a more natural fit to the system, but he was toothless.
He stunk. Yeah, and then
toothless.
Xerxes. I like Xerxes as a player, but I'm starting to see United fans turned on him really quick. But like, I still think there's a player there, but I get why they're upset with his performances. I see.
He's just not a striker. I don't know where. No.
Oh.
He's just a 0.5, bro.
Clip it.
Dude, he's okay. I've been he might be just the most toothless striker I've ever seen. I guess that's okay in a certain sense. We just paid fucking a ton of money when there was a bunch of other options that could get goals.
Wasn't too much. You didn't pay too much for him. But yeah, Hoyland
paid enough.
Hoyland, fucking hell. Yeah,
I don't want to.
It's
30 something.
35, I thought.
Could have been Delap.
Could have been Delap. Could have been Jonathan David.
Like that. Yeah.
Could have been Samu.
Yeah.
Look.
Samu's goated.
I will give some grace to Hoyland because it was still a substitute appearance, and I want to see him actually play a full game under it. But he's got to be all the strikers, all of the forward, every forward on United need to go forward and actually try. I don't care if you take 45 shots and they all suck. Shit, take a shot.
Yeah,
be creative. That's why Garnacho gets to stay on the pitch, is because he's genuinely just the most forward, front-footed player.
I think he must have been really good in training or had dirt on Ten Hag because he played so much, man. Again, my general consensus, just a bit of a gut feeling and just watching it to a lesser extent that you do. I don't think most of the attackers there are good.
No, and they don't fit in this system. They haven't been good enough, and they don't fit.
There's got to be a clear out. Yeah. But again, you just brought in a bunch of guys, so I think not a lot, but some of those guys might already be out next year. I don't know how active you end up being in January. I don't think it's much.
I don't imagine
it's major. I don't think it's anything major, seismic, but
I do think that the level of play will raise, though. With just a natural, with obviously we're talking about Euro coming in. I think Ahmad moves into one of those 10 roles, which moves Mazzarari to a wingback spot. I'm curious to see how Malacia looks. I thought, but then even if that doesn't work and you have to play Dalot there, which I'm not in love with, Shaw and Martinez is good center back depth on the left. The defensive structure looks all right. Oh, I can't believe I went this far without singing his fucking praises. Onana has been the keeper of the season.
He's the fucking man. He's the fucking.
United lose that game if he's not playing.
He's so sick, dude. He's finally saving shots as well.
He's been saving shots. People just have this ridiculous Champions League, just
awful mistakes, dude.
But the team sucked anyway, so who cares? We move past it. He's been the keeper of the season for me.
He's got character as well.
He does. That's all I have to say about United. It's more of it's going to take a while.
It's going to be
the process is going to take a while.
Ugly year. You got to pick up.
I like the Almirón. I don't even think it's that important. United just need to go through a process, and they need to stick with the manager. That's been my thing for multiple years now, is just stick with one person and let him do his thing. And
Hopefully
Ten
he's the
Hag
guy.
clearly didn't think that he could stick there and do his thing because
He had
he
no
switched
thing.
his thing.
What was he cooking?
But that's what I'm saying. In his first year, he was great, played a little bit of a system, and then it just never evolved. Like, just let Amarin's right. Like, it's gonna suck, and there's gonna be multiple games where it's gonna be really bad. But you have to let the system do its thing, and you got to let a manager run its course. And if it doesn't work, I give up. But for the time being, I'm here for it. I like him. He's charismatic. It's a little refreshing.
Yeah.
But it like you guys said, it's United. They have to pick up points because it's United and whatever.
Hopefully it pans out with the other 3-4-3s where they get figured out after a year. Unless it's Italy. They can't seem to hack it. But hopefully.
I think it's different. I don't know.
No, I'm wishful
You beat Pep with it. It's good enough for me.
Wishful thinking.
Personnel.
Yeah, okay. Let's switch attention to match week 13. Chelsea Villa first or City Liverpool?
Chelsea Villa first.
Yeah, not as
Okay.
much.
Chelsea Villa first.
Yeah.
Two clubs, sort of different directions. Villa's been on a really bad skid of games. I mentioned it in the last pod, but another draw this week to what should have been an inferior opponent. Chelsea come off a 2-1 win. Chuck it to you, Grant.
Man, Villa has Juventus on Wednesday.
Jesus.
At home, at least, so they're not traveling. Yeah, I'm just looking at their results. 4 losses before that draw. Rodgers he's been better for me. Not that he was bad to start the season, but he's actually been looking. He's growing into it even more, which would lead me to believe like, oh, they're really going to get going because he's kind of the fulcrum of everything that they really create. But I feel like it's kind of dried up out wide in terms of chance creation. They look a lot more stale when I watch Villa lately. I think we should be really confident going into this game. We should pick up points here. We should pick up all 3 for me. And this is one of those big games for us. This is our competition. We're competing for 4th place, and for me still, I think that was the goal going into the season. I still think that's our level. I'd love to be proven wrong, but these are the teams that are our main competition, so we need to take care of business. I just hate thinking about what Robert Sanchez is going to do this weekend to scare me. Like, it's just every week is inevitable with him. The sooner he's out, the better. Like, that's literally the only thing I can really think of where I'm worried. He fucking terrifies me, man. He's so.
I think it'll come down to how you guys set up in the midfield. You go for that double pivot, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think they go lab.
I think this is one of those games where we were talking about earlier. I think Enzo would get exposed a little bit.
Enzo
but that's
cooked
also
them last year, to be fair.
Last year, it's different.
Onana's,
They're also not playing well. Like they might.
I was gonna say if Onana's hurt, then
Onana wasn't there last year. I was saying. Oh, is he hurt right now?
He didn't play this week. I don't think.
Oh, he
came off the bench.
We have a big away game in Europe against Heidenheim. Thursday.
Onana, for lack of fitness, is out until December.
Onana's out?
Until December, so I'm assuming he's back for this game.
Yeah, of course.
Lack of fitness is the reason.
Oh, it's a home game.
Definitely back.
Okay.
Oh, Konsa didn't play as well.
Oh, yeah, he came off injured. So it's with Pau Torres.
Ramsey's done.
Pau Torres. Oh, Ramsey
Kamara didn't play. He got injured.
Probably Mings and Torres.
Diego Carlos?
No.
He started, I think, didn't he?
They're going to go 2 lefties?
I think Konsa plays with Torres, right?
I thought Konsa came off
They
right.
might throw Mings back in there.
Please.
Mings didn't make an appearance.
I'd love to see
I know, but
Madsen played.
In there.
Then
I
he
did
got
see
subbed
that
off.
Madsen
Ooh,
played.
revenge game. No, I don't want to see all that. No, I think we should win this game. Do you guys, from like an outside perspective, like I feel like we got more coming into it, but
Just the way things are going,
Right.
you should
but
definitely
it's
win
still
it.
just such a volatile team. Like you never know. Still so young.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really, I don't know. I
don't
could
know.
definitely see Rodgers doing some
Oh, for sure.
against y'all, but if your defense comes to play, then
Yeah,
you
they've
should
been
be
starting to look better for me, and
showing
that's
up.
another little sign of progression. I think, especially at the start of the year, Colo and Fofana are starting to build a partnership, which you need back there. They need to be on the same page. I think most of their bigger mistakes they've made this year is them not being on the same page, playing people on, not knowing where the line is. So I think that's been getting a lot better. So I'm liking to see these sort of partnerships form. And yeah, they need to show up.
The goals haven't been coming as much as I thought with Chelsea the last few games. Only 2 against Leicester. I mean, it could have been more. It's
And
tough.
scored 8 against Noah.
With the B team, right? It's so tough.
Noah's existed for 7 years.
Look, it's at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
It should be a win. It should be all 3. It should be all 3.
Yeah.
I do think that they'll make a mess of the game. I think it'll be close. I don't think it's going to be a complete running.
Who makes a mess of the game?
I think Aston Villa makes a mess of this game. They always show up for bigger games.
Yeah.
I think that it'll be close. I think it'll be another 2-1. The 2-1's my scoreline. You got 3-1?
Palmer's got to score sooner or later, right? Hopefully we get a pendant in this game and get it going. It's like a free throw. You got to see the ball go hit the back of the net.
By the way things have been going this season, he is not doing a G or an A over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's a big fucking game. Yeah, another little Palmer prove it game. Okay, I can.
Yeah.
He didn't dump any goals against Leicester, so we're saving him up, I guess, for a big game. Sancho come in. What are we saying?
Villa have scored 4 goals in 5 matches. Haven't won in 6 matches. Haven't kept a clean sheet in 6 matches.
Oh, if this
it's not
looking
looking
good. Of the
good.
past 2 seasons, put the house on Villa. With those dickheads that we had as managers for Charity FC. But no, I think we're different. And this is another one of those games we need to continuously be able to prove, like, hey, we're not that same fucking team. We're not a joke anymore. So these are those type of games.
Yeah. No, this is an important game for Chelsea too, because you played a lesser opponent. You played a lesser opponent. Now you're going back up to a more mature. You're going to play 2 lesser opponents and then go back up to a Villa.
Respect Heidenheim. I'm excited.
And to be fair, the last 2 tests that have been bigger tests, I'm not saying that because of United.
Yeah, we didn't pass.
It's been draws.
Yeah, we didn't pass.
Right, so like this is a good another test on the
pick up
Maresca
3
wheel
points against a good team
at home.
Yeah.
If this was at Villa Park, I could see it being another draw.
Brighton, to be fair, but yeah, it's different tier. With all due respect.
No. The Brighton thing was they're a very good team.
Yeah, and I've also been talking a little bit more shit lately too. So, yeah, we need this.
Cool. So
gotta back it up a bit.
Yeah, I'm good too. Last big game of that window is the one that everyone's gonna watch because the difference is 5 points or 11 points at the top.
Title decider in
a 6-point swing.
In November.
Liverpool have the I think it's the most points through this point of the season, or like the second most points through this point of the season of any Premier League club in history. 31. And City have lost 5 or have dropped. Is it lost 5 straight?
Lost 5 straight.
We're gonna lose 6 straight.
I'm at a point where I don't know how they pick up a result here either.
Just go look at their midfield.
I don't.
Who was really good in their midfield last year? That won the Player of the Year.
Bro, what do you want him to do about their attacking? You want him to fucking defend too?
No, that's not his best role, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So what the fuck is he supposed to make up for the fucking old men in the midfield that can't run anymore?
That's the main problem for sure. That's if we.
I do want to see him show up.
Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, and McAllister. That if they just run that 3, they're gonna fucking run us into the ground. You throw Sabalajalai in there. We're fucked. Like, I don't see... And even Endo's gonna run circles around them. So it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck are we gonna do? I don't know. We have to just hold on till January, I think. I don't think the season's done out yet. But
11 points out? You're not worried about that? In the way Liverpool... You don't think
it's a big gap. But
Liverpool are going to
come
drop
back.
off at some point, but again, do they concede that much of a gap? And even if they do,
It's too
they have to be
early.
flawless. That's true too.
It's too early for
Very
us to
early.
say that City are out of it. I'm never gonna say that
Yeah,
this
that's
early,
true. That's
but
true.
it's not looking good,
Ew.
and we're not looking good. But I don't know. We have players that can, if they play well, the game goes to 3-2 or some shit. We could squeak out a win, 2-2. We could draw. But what I'm feeling is gonna happen is we're gonna get run through in the midfield. Our defense is gonna try to hold out for so long, and then they're gonna finally crack, and then the floodgate is gonna open. But I could see a De Bruyne start and making it a lot harder for Liverpool, and that being the story of the game. If he can get Haaland some goals and take a little pressure off of him and Foden, I think the two of those guys will definitely play better if KDB's on the pitch. That's where I'm putting my hope this weekend, is on our 34-year-old creator.
Yeah, I guess to give my slander a little more structure here, I totally agree with the midfield's the issue, and that alone will get you beat. But I think Foden absolutely deserving of Player of the Year last year, and when you watch those games, you don't even need to look at all the stats. We don't need to count, go back and forth. Like, he was the impact player in those games, in huge games. Even going back the year before, he got subbed on in the Champions League final when De Bruyne got hurt, and he showed up. I thought that was the start of it. I'm like, oh, here it is. And then he gets the trophy, Player of the Year. It's like, oh, okay, now he's the guy. And I haven't even seen flashes of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just disappointing as just a general fan of the game, where it's like, you're good enough. Like, you're so good. Like, where is it? And I think
you're acting like he was playing from day one, though. He wasn't playing at the beginning of this season. Like, he's still getting into gear. One, he's not playing well, but there's reasons behind that also.
How much? I guess to give that more structure, like, how much longer of a leash before it becomes a concern for you, where it's like, okay, why aren't we? When does that become a thing?
I just don't. I don't know what we can expect out of him when the midfield's just in shambles right now.
I'm just saying, like, in position, like, on the ball. I'm not even saying win-loss performance. Just being able to see the flash. Like, okay, he's there. Yeah. We're getting there. Like, he's trying stuff. Like, how long is your leash for him to kind of get away with, for lack of a better term, these performances?
Bro, he's got all season at this point. There's no other option, is also the point. So if he's not fit and he's playing right now, it's not going to get better. It's just going to stay the same all season. I don't think we can see anything until we have a fit squad.
So that you can't measure his... You can't measure his...
I'm not measuring anyone, basically, in the squad until we're fit.
We're getting there, at least. You're going to still miss your option.
Really.
Well, it's just
we get two guys back, and then two guys go back to the fucking injury room. It's a little injury crisis, but we did it to ourselves. It doesn't have to be like this.
And you'd probably be all right with a backup six. You'd still be treading water, at least.
When we get to January, if nothing's fixed, then there's a problem.
Throw the fucking towel in.
We also have to stay, if we want to win anything in the Premier League, we have to stay afloat until January. I think that's the harder part of this. I don't think the season's going to be that big of an issue. I think we can figure it out. Pep's fucking done it before. I'm not worried about that. But this run of games before that window, I think is going to be the tough part.
I think I'm closer to Grant here when it comes to Foden. Look, everyone's had injury crises, and like United got fucking peppered, Chelsea got peppered, Arsenal got peppered, and we've been critical. We've been critical of those guys, and I think that needs to be spread to the same level as City. And I think that there is grace, and I don't think that it's necessarily his fault. No, but if we're gonna put him in the conversations of best player in the world, which I think he is, then he's got to perform at some point. Look, sometimes you need a magic spark. You need a magic spark from a player that can be of that caliber.
Like against West Ham last year.
Unless we want to switch the conversation to Foden's not that caliber of player. He's just a step below that. And because people are being I think people are being critical of Haaland for the same reasons, right? Haaland didn't score 4 chances
this
weekend.
I just don't understand like what they're supposed to do when they're the only outlets on the team, so they're going to get shut down. The game plan is to shut those two down. Foden's not getting those shots outside the box like he did last season. His signature goal last season, fucking banging in left and right. Holland's not getting the same chances that he did the last couple seasons.
But Palmer did that last season, right? And
Bruno
the whole
gets
game
the same.
plan
Was behind Palmer though. Palmer was bred and he was getting fucking penalties too. Like the game was set for him to succeed. Regardless of what Chelsea fucking did last season.
But why aren't they just... But then I guess the simple fix is why don't they just make the game plan to Foden?
Because
right? Is that a Pep issue?
Guys, we can't. Yes, we don't have.
But Chelsea didn't have the guys last year. I think that's like my point. Is like Bruno got hammered last year.
Yeah. We had no structure last year. That's for sure.
No but like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like, I don't know.
That's the thing that comes with being your captain, though. Foden is not the captain. He's not even one of our leaders in the squad.
But he's been at the club for super long. We're talking about
okay, but like but in the squad, he's just that's not his role. He's not that guy to bring him up. We have all our leaders out right now, and you're not going to look to fucking Foden to do that. We have all these fucking older guys in the squad not doing their fucking job. Like, what? There's so much experience in the squad. None of them are doing a fucking thing that they're supposed to do.
That's when the young bucks got to take the torch before it gets passed, though. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what do you want him to do?
We've seen him do this, though. We've seen him carry the team.
Yes, but that was before they started game planning behind it. Like
Pep is too not Pep is too rigid. Pep's the best coach.
What do you what you want him to dribble 5 guys and score? Is that going to fix the issue? That's the only thing. Cool. You want him to look like fucking Messi, and then the conversations back.
Messi is that guy.
So if he's not Messi, he's shit. Like I don't understand.
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying that I think that he deserves to be called out for playing poorly. When their team's playing poorly.
He's in bad form. The whole team is in bad form right now, though.
Yeah, I just think I'm just being critical because I think other players.
We're set up to do what? What are we even supposed to do? Our wingers don't do anything. They have no output right now, and they're injured. Like I don't understand.
You know what I mean?
So, I don't even. I just think that the conversations around him just being kind of. It just feels like it's soft. I just feel like he could be doing more.
Problem.
Bro, okay, you put him on the right wing. They're going to shut down that cut-in on the left. They're never going to fucking allow it. And when they do allow it, it's some half-ass shot that just rolls like because he's trying to force it. That's all that he can get off right now because there's no other outlet. Holland's not going to come short and get the ball because he's not allowed to do that in our system. And then what? He's going to give it to... Who's he going to give it to? Kovacic to take a shot? Stones? Ruben Diaz, this is what's been happening. He has no options. And he's not the creative outlet. Like, I don't know where everyone got this idea that he's fucking right behind De Bruyne in creativity. He's not. He's a good dribbler and he can finish the ball, but we have no creativity. We have a De Bruyne. That's it. There's not a single creative player in our squad right now outside of De Bruyne. And he's 34 and always hurt.
Is your squad fit?
Who? Like
Doku
even if they're
Savio, are they not supposed to be
not creating anything though.
Aren't they creators?
They're not creating it. But what the fuck? They haven't created anything. The only person in our squad right now creating is KDB.
Yeah. I think Foden overloading with one of those wingers can create something. If we're talking Garnacho's a creator, all those dudes are creators. Wait a minute. Let's bring it full circle.
I just think
they have a Bruno that's creating things and they have other we don't have anything right now.
I just want. I personally, I just want to see more from him.
Yeah, that's enough.
I don't.
I mean,
I would too. I think everyone does, but I don't.
most,
I can't expect that from him. Like, what?
I'm just comparing it to the way that all these other young prospects get talked about in the media. He hasn't been talked about at all.
Saka and Palmer doing nothing gets headlines every week.
And it's also not that he just has played bad at the start of the season. He played bad in the Euros too. Like, it's been a consistent run of form. It's not. I think that there's just a larger sample size than like he's only played in 5 games because it's stretched more than that. Ever since he got the award, he's been poor for country and for.
He'll be back though. He'll definitely be back.
No, 100%.
It's fine,
and that's why it's a bit of a tough topic because once you guys get players back, he'll probably be great.
But recency bias, hell of a thing in this sport. As soon as he's back,
it's fine. He'll be back. Whatever. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's the point of the show, though.
Yeah,
I think to have those conversations.
I think the midfield is definitely the main issue, but I also think, to your point, Foden could probably do more too. I'd like to see him do more. Like at a certain
I don't
point,
know, man.
yes, he's not set up to do much. He's not set up to really succeed. But as an attacking player, the final third is that's your domain.
There's
like,
no,
just figure something
there's
out,
no,
brother.
there's
It's not
nothing
all
to do
about
when everyone sits
this,
12
that,
back,
just run it.
like the whole
Oh, it's
squad
not
behind
easy.
him.
100%.
Like, what is he
Yeah,
supposed
no,
to
man.
do?
He's not set up for
You guys
success.
have such high expectations for him.
Yeah, he won
like,
a player
what
of the
is?
year.
Yeah, I have high expectations because you guys have won 4 straight trophies.
And
He's
he's
been the
a player
best
of the year.
player
If
2 out of those
everyone's
years.
sitting behind and we have no other attacking options, and he's the only one, there's nothing
Well,
he
then
can
no one in the
fucking
league
do.
can do
There's
it because he's
fucking
the
4
best
guys.
one.
Well, I think
No
it's
one
just
plays
different
the
because
same way against you guys. This is also the fucking thing
Yeah,
you
the
haven't
Arsenal
mentioned
part.
once. No one fucking plays like that against you every game. We have to do that every game. There's nothing he
They've
can
been doing
do.
it.
There's a wall in front of him. Yes, but when we had other fucking options, I've
So
been
he's
saying the
not
whole
the
time we
level
have
of
one
those
fucking
options.
option, and to score it's Holland.
Yes.
Holland's not making the only. He's not making his own goals, so that means someone has to set him up. We
Yes.
don't have anyone to set him up,
Yes.
so he's not fucking doing anything. That means fucking Foden's the only one. And his signature fucking goal, where he's going to shoot it outside the box, he's going to have 2 guys on him the second he takes a touch.
Yeah,
Because there's no one to fucking, like, why
Bernardo's
would they
been
guard
pretty
the other
useless this year.
guys? Yeah, what are they going to
Bernardo's
fucking,
been
what, he's going to
useless.
parse the Bernardo to fucking,
Sad to see. I
like,
love
I
Bernardo.
don't
as a
know
player.
what you want him to do. He cannot do it with the squad we have right now. It's not possible. Like, I don't understand.
I think with the best, anything is possible, Mila. So
we
guess
haven't
that's where I'm
signed
disappointed.
anyone, and they're
That's
all old and run down.
Surely
like,
something.
it's not.
I agree
like,
with you
what?
on this sense. Like, there's nothing for him to work with, but surely he could do something. That's just how I see it.
yeah, I'm in that's where I'm closer to Grant. Is like I'm not saying that this is his fault. I don't think this run of form is
I can
100%
understand why
his
he's
fault.
not doing well with what he's being given right now.
100%. But I also want to see the best players play the best because we're critical of all the other ones at that junction. And me and Grant have watched shit teams with good players do this, and they get shat on for not playing well. And we're like, well, it's the structure, it's this, it's that. But
man, I saw
then
Jared
at the end
Bowen,
of the day,
I saw Jared Bowen have a good game against Newcastle. West Ham are awful, man. They are such a tough watch. And Jared Bowen took the game by the scruff of the neck. Obviously, there's a little more flexibility in where he's able to move versus in a Pep system. That has to be said. Bowen could go wherever he wants on the field. But he took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, I got to do something about this. So,
maybe I'm more just angry at the media. That's what it is. I'm just
media
angry
does
at
suck.
the
media does suck.
that it's just not as even as it should be. But that's my own grievances.
Time will tell. I do think Mila, though, to your point, it's
He'll run
probably
out.
a tough game for City, and then from there on, get some guys back and just go under the radar, just get the job done. That's the route.
I don't
That's the
know.
path, right?
With all
We're
that being
fine.
said, I think Foden has 2 goals this game, and they win 2.
That would be
I don't
fucking class.
like at all.
Dude, I
We have no
fucking hate
midfield.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
I know
there's no
it's
midfield.
definitely not going to go that way.
Stinks.
But I can hope and pray.
3-1.
Maybe that's why
I'm going
I'm
3-1
hoping that
again.
Foden watches this and sees this and goes,
Yeah,
"Oh, you know what? Fuck that guy," and just bags too.
No,
God,
yeah, I think 3-1.
hey man, he does that. I'll be singing his praises on the next
I'll
pod.
go 3-1 Liverpool.
That seems safe.
Bit boring.
I don't know if we
3-1.
win till Everton, honestly.
Fuck.
When is Everton?
Right before Leicester at the end
That's
of
a
the
nice
year.
one.
Sorry, how many games are in between Liverpool and Everton?
A lot.
Well, I'll
You
pull
really
it.
don't think they pick up anybody? I think Pep will eventually
I don't
figure it
think we
out.
Forest
win.
at home. Forest at
Oh,
home.
okay.
Crystal Palace away. Okay, you can win both of these.
Crystal Palace away, if you've watched footy, then you know there is
Yeah,
not
but
a
we run
guarantee
Crystal
for
Palace
us.
somehow. You guys, yeah. Fair.
We don't.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
a
don't
bogey
know
team,
what
bogey
that has to do with
tax. Yeah,
anything. They
bogey
beat us
tax.
all the time.
Yeah, it's a
Why can't I
bogey team.
find the next
It's so they got
run of
Forest,
matches here?
Palace, Juve,
Nothing
Champions
like,
League, United,
I don't see us
Villa,
comfortably
Everton,
winning
Leicester.
anything until
Yeah,
Everton
sure,
is worse. So what I meant, yes.
Yep. Yeah.
I think you guys win 2 out of the next 3.
If we took a look at City's starting lineup in every Prem game the past 5 years, I think like the past 5 are probably bottom 10. You know what I mean? Like so to Mila's point, like I usually can see City just getting these results, but like I look at this team, I'm like, oh, now I always just kind of look at City like, yeah, they'll beat most teams, if not every team. I look at them as a favorite, but yeah, this is one of the worst runs in terms of just personnel availability, form, all of it. It's just the worst storm possible, all at the same time.
Is Diaz back this week?
on his way back, I think.
I have no clue. He needs to be back.
I was gonna say, like, if he plays, there's definitely a puncher's chance this weekend.
Yeah, especially given the way the midfield's getting beat
there's
up.
not.
I think I just think that he'll put Stones in the midfield. I don't know why. I just got feeling.
He's
got to switch
doesn't
something.
do anything.
That
doesn't do enough. Like I don't see that helping us whatsoever.
Yeah, it doesn't help with the legs issue.
No, it might not do it. It might not do enough, but it's different. Like Pep always does something different. I've never seen a 5-game stretch at this
I can
point.
think of something different that Mila might be open
We've
to.
never seen a 4-game stretch.
Mila, is
yeah.
there anything you can think of different that you would like to see that you mentioned to us for years
it's too fucking
before?
late now.
It is too late now.
Grealish in the 8's too late? You're done?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work. It's too late now.
It's not gonna work against Liverpool.
You want to fucking do this shit, you had to fucking try it against fucking lesser teams that we were dropping points against. Now it's the fucking big game. Like, we're just gonna go the same shit that we did last week. And we're gonna get fucked. Like, I don't know what the fuck you can do. They're way bigger than us, and they're way strong, like, way faster in the fucking midfield. So, like, what? You're gonna...
14
The only
goals.
thing you could do is put in Nico O'Reilly, but he's not gonna do it. So
He won't do it. I'd like to see it.
That's not fair, but if Nico O'Reilly wants to play, I'd be fucking psyched to see that. I guess you could throw Stones in there for size, but I think he'll get run around.
Yeah, you don't have
Do you
the
think
legs.
if they were to play Riley with a Stones like inverting, that would be the only, like, the best chance at that at combating that midfield?
No, I think you're fucking throwing them to the wolves if you put him as a lone 6 in there. Obviously not lone, he's tucking in, but like I think that's a lot.
I think it's a lot.
Like,
too.
also, who are you playing with O'Reilly in the midfield? Like, he would be fine if we had other people to work with, but it's going to be a KDB.
I'd like to see him run with. I'm hoping. I don't know if Doku's. It's got to be a different formation.
You might have to go double pivot.
But then you're asking to do a different formation against the best team in the Prem, which is tough.
What are we going to double pivot? We're going to have to do Jacob Wright, O'Reilly, double
we are
pivot.
just trying to think of things.
I'm spitballing.
There's nothing to do.
You want to drop? Like,
dude, I don't. It's
There's
just
a
so
lot.
fucking
Yeah,
slow,
it's bad.
bro.
If you want legs, it's Rico and O'Reilly, right? Like, that's the best way to get legs into the midfield.
Rico's gonna get run through by that.
I
like,
know, but I'm saying
They
that the
tackle
legs, like, if with the limited options, like,
Yeah, you need big boys
but
in.
you're gonna play a sub 2 guys under 20 or
I don't
whatever,
know.
however young that
Hey,
they
we
are
really need this game.
against Liverpool. Like, you can't do that. You just can't. Pep will never do that.
I know
what
he
you're
won't.
saying.
But I think at this point, I'm thinking, what's the worst that happens? You lose the game anyways?
7-0 maybe.
I don't think it would be that bad. I don't think Pep would allow it
is
to get
the
that
worst
bad. But, like,
we just lost 4-0 to Tottenham.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the worst that happens? Anything less than 4 is cool.
5-0 to Liverpool.
I think that would be on par, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll chat more after.
We
It'll
definitely
be an interesting watch.
It all depends on who's back. I think Ake, he looked decent in
Nathan.
that Tottenham game, so could see him pocketing Salah if we need him to, but that's on his good day. So
Yeah, when he's fit.
we'll see. If he's fit, then I could see him doing a job there and that making it a game. But
So what's your honest prediction for this one?
I think we're still up for it since it's Liverpool, but like 3-2 Liverpool.
3-2 Liverpool. Grant, you said you have
3-1. Both games I picked
3-1?
3-1.
and I've got City 2-1 with 2 Foden goals. I'm sticking with it. At this point, I'm sticking with it because I'm fucking not rooting for Liverpool. You guys will never see me. There will never be a point on this channel
It's
where
a prediction.
No. There will never. I from this moment on, I will never predict Liverpool to win a game. I am standing by that for the rest of the season. I don't care if they're playing butt fuck from Texas. I'm always going with it because I don't care.
I already know how this game's gonna go. I think probably gonna go up like fucking 2-1. It's gonna be like the 80th.
Salah penalty.
two goals.
Not fair play to Salah, bro. Like, again, like the
Hey, man.
last 2 games hadn't done anything. Boom, goal.
We didn't talk
He
anything.
just needs half a chance.
My favorite part of this whole segment, we didn't talk
talk about
anything
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I did.
We didn't talk anything.
I brought it.
You brought him up. You brought him up.
I brought him up to make the point, to solidify my point, but it was basically what we need to talk about.
I just think it's credit
They're
where credit's
good.
due, and you
They're
two
good,
dickheads
yeah.
for giving
They're
me shit for
consistent.
putting them third.
But
No,
like,
you're still a dickhead for putting him third. We don't do that on this podcast. All right, fuck. I'm over that game. If you guys are over it, we'll see what happens.
Liverpool are
Is
good.
my thing. Liverpool good. City bad form. Foden 2 goals 2-1.
All right.
is he even gonna start?
If Palmer, if I had a player of the year, I'd want his ass playing 38 games. But to be perfect,
Yes, but when we have guys, that
I
fit
fucking
now,
hope
that
he
can play,
plays, because then my prediction means nothing.
could be off the bench.
Grealish.
It's a fun watch.
Savio
Oh
has
no,
to
it just
play on
needs
the
to be.
right.
It needs
the
to
thing
be
is, it
Savio
either
on the
is
left.
gonna be
Just someone run at Robertson's old
no,
ass.
fuck no.
No,
Fuck
Savio
no.
only plays on the right hand side.
That's what
if
I
he
meant. That's what I
plays.
meant. That's
No.
what I meant. That's what I meant. Running
Only
at
on the
Robertson,
right.
Running at
Yeah.
Robertson.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just put
No
someone-
left
one
wing
of them
sesh.
two.
I'm
I
over
wouldn't-
it.
I
would
don't
like
want
that.
Doku there, but someone needs
But
to be
then you-
Doku
yeah,
or
so it's
Savio
gonna have
on
to
that
be-
side running at Robertson.
It's gonna have to be
One of them needs
Grealish
to
and
run
him then as the wingers.
One of
Grealish
them
and
needs to
Savio.
run
Grealish
it.
played.
I wouldn't mind a Foden, KDB.
Grealish.
No, midfield. Grealish. I
Oh.
think Grealish is gonna play the left wing with Savio as the right wing.
Bernard.
And then your midfield 3 is Foden, KDB, and mystery player.
Fuck. I really hope he just picks Jacob Wright or Nico O'Reilly and just gives him a chance.
I'm. You know what? I really like the idea of what
the
you're
thing
saying.
is, Nico O'Reilly
KDB,
has
Foden, and
played fucking games for us already. Like,
didn't he
not-
play most of the
obviously not
preseason
friendly.
too?
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
so
kicked out.
frustrating.
like
That's
it's like
so
you're gearing him up
frustrating.
to fucking get minutes.
That's
this season.
so
He just doesn't
frustrating.
get any. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Pep needs
Yeah,
to free
I
the
mean,
onions.
free
It's
Nico.
time, right? Let them save
Yeah.
you, and if not, you just back them.
Don't make
you
him
back him
leave
at the
to
end of
get
the game.
game time, Pep.
All he has to do is be another defender. If we play a Foden and KDB in front of him, then we'll actually have something going forward that I can be like comfortable with. Because
Yeah.
the Grealish too. If Grealish can play well, then
KDB,
we can look totally different this game.
KDB
but I think
shows
that-
up, man. He just shows
He
up
does.
against them.
Dude, he played 10
He
minutes
just
in
shows-
this game, and he looked like our best player. Like,
he
Yeah,
did.
he's just Kevin.
we need
bro.
him fit. It's just hard to be like, okay, we have to rely on
Yes.
him.
Okay.
He's so injury prone.
Hi,
old.
Kevin.
So
in
yeah,
the
I think
Prem, he's
Nico
got
O'Reilly.
Sorry, go
O'Reilly's
ahead.
gonna be that big one.
O'Reilly. Yeah, I like it. I Kevin De Bruyne, just to put the stat out there, 4 goals, 7 assists in 13 games against Liverpool
work.
in his career.
I'll tell you.
That'll work.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. So KDP plays. It's 3-1 with the Holland goal in there too.
Crazy.
Alrighty, now we're gonna rank Premier League home kits from the 24-25 season. There's gonna be 4 rankings. It'll be magisterial, mild spice, mid, and utter woke nonsense. Because some of these kits are utter woke nonsense. But let's start with Arsenal, their home kit. What do you guys think?
Mild spice.
I'm gonna go mild spice as well.
I think
they
it's
have good
mid.
kits.
It's clean. It's Adidas. It's just a clean jersey,
It's clean.
but it's nothing special.
I've
There's
seen
no
better from
gold on
Arsenal.
it for no reason this year, so
There-
that's cool.
Their other 2 kits are better. This is
It's a
this
good
is mild for me, but I'm cool with going with. Or sorry, I think it's mid, but I'm good with mild spice because it's what
I
he's
think
really supposed to
in-
do with the Arsenal
Right.
kit.
It's a good clean Arsenal kit.
Well, I think also with home kits, a lot of them are trying to be safe, and that's where we're gonna get
Mhm.
some of these utter woke nonsense ones that are like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
This is a
that's
home
fair.
kit.
Yeah. Let's move to Aston Villa.
If it weren't for the sponsor, I'd be able to throw.
God,
out
I
spice.
fucking hate that
Mid.
sponsor.
It's gotta be
There
mid.
is-
Don't like Betano.
So bad,
Dude,
man.
why
All the
do we
sponsors.
have that on a jersey?
I
That
would
kit's
just go without
clean.
the sponsor at that point.
The kit's clean. I
Yeah.
hate that
The
though.
kit is just classic. I feel like
It's
I don't-
mid,
it's
sadly.
nothing special. I'll go mid. Yeah.
I'm good with
I
mid.
think
The, the sponsor
since it's not
ruins it
much
for me.
different from theirs, they just did get the Adidas deal that should have made it a little better.
Right, and the
It's
ad
nothing
just
crazy,
kills it.
yeah.
It's a clean little kit, but the ad's just all.
All right, Bournemouth is next.
Is that Magisterial Boys?
Those are
It's a
clean.
beautiful little kit. The gold sponsor. I think it's a pretty bad sponsor too, but like at least it's not like
like BJ88.
I can't go magisterial because they got BJ88
yeah,
on
I can
there.
accept that. I can accept that.
What
High
about
end.
Leo's?
I do like mild spice. I've always liked the
Leo's
Bournemouth
is
kits.
great.
I think that
Yeah,
they're
mild
just
spice is
clean.
fair.
Red and black is just an awesome color.
I like the gold
duo.
accents. It means more.
I do like the gold accents too, but I think
I like
it's
that they're
mild
Umbro.
spice. Yeah,
I
true.
think they fit Umbro. It looks good. It's nice.
So mild spice.
Mild spice.
Okay. The next one is Brentford.
Utter woke nonsense. It's the same jersey as last year.
Is it
And
really?
What do
To
you
be
want? What do you
fair-
want?
to
Brentford
be fair-
usually have
no,
a
listen,
pretty
to be
similar
fair-
home jersey.
To be fair, they do it so that fans don't have to buy a new shirt every year, so it's a good intent there. But 19 other teams have a new kit, so that's why I put it in utter woke nonsense. I also don't
Oh,
love
it's
the grading.
literally the same
yes,
kit?
It's the same kit.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it. I agree with that.
I
You
was
could've
gonna say
changed it up
mid.
a little bit.
But I'm cool with utter woke nonsense because
I think for Grant's reasoning, I think that's fair.
we're in a world of consumerism. Fucking give a new kit. Like,
I'll
what
get
do
a
we do?
Brentford shirt if it looks cool, mate. Yeah, come on. What are we doing?
All right. The next kit, which I think is my first magisterial, is the Brighton
Yeah,
kit.
I'll back that.
Brighton
Yeah.
home kit.
It's clean.
It's clean.
Holy fuck.
It's a classic.
How do you
Brighton kit,
make-
To be fair, but
Look, American Express, we're a US podcast. I'm kidding.
I didn't even think of that.
It's connected to their stadium too. Just the side paneling of the yellow. Oh,
Touch. You like that?
you think I like slight yellowing on my jerseys?
Gosh,
Yeah.
massive.
Mwah. Oh, chef kiss. Magisterial?
Yeah,
I just
Yeah.
do.
Magisterial. Okay. Chelsea's home kit.
utter woke.
Utter woke nonsense.
I thought
I do not want to see
I-
this fucking semen kit ever again.
I think, okay, if they didn't use the white for the accents, this kit is actually really cool. I've seen it without white,
pro clubs.
and it, yes,
Yeah.
it looks really sick. But this
So bad,
decision,
man. It's so
I get what they wanted to do. They wanted to do an oil spill, but why?
because we bleed blue. That's why. That's a.
You didn't. It's an oil spill.
Is
No,
that
it's meant to
actually
be-
the reason?
It's meant to be like blood and like it's flowing through you, the blue. And like for me, I was.
It
telling
looks
Mila,
like an oil spill.
telling
you
Mila,
literally did the oil thing
This
on
kit
the.
could either look better on the pitch or with a good sponsor. We are still sponsorless, and the kit still doesn't look good. And I think another thing that the pictures aren't even showing, the back panel just looks so weird because it's completely
Because it's
blue, like
empty,
blank.
right?
Yeah, it makes it look even weirder and like weirder.
Oh, it's like a two halves.
Right, and the again, there's no sponsor that really like brings it together, so it just seems kind of like by it's a heinous kit. Unfortunately, I bought the other. kit.
And then also like to compound all the things that you just said in comparison to the other two kits that
Right.
Nike put out,
Oh,
unreal.
oh.
So yeah,
And
this is utter woke
a
nonsense
Chelsea
for me.
kit, like Mila said, like it's a blue kit, not
Just
hard
blue.
to fuck up. Like last
Just
year,
blue.
wasn't much happening. It was a
Blue.
clean shirt, and then yeah, utter woke nonsense.
Utter woke nonsense. All right, that's cool with me. The next kit is Crystal Palace.
Mild spice. It's a good Palace shirt. I like the
I
eagle
really like
design.
this.
Oh, you guys.
I'm magisterial on
I'm
this.
not
one.
mad
I
at it.
really,
I'm not mad at that.
I really
It is a
enjoy
good
this kit because there's not a whole lot you can do with the Palace home kit because it's the same
That's fair.
template every single time. But
This
they
is
did
definitely
something
new.
different. They added a little extra to it.
The eagles in the design
Yeah.
to make it that little
Magisterial.
hectic design is
I'm not mad
pretty
at it.
cool.
I was
Also, I'm
leaning
gonna put
between the two.
I'm going to put the photo that they have of Mateta wearing it.
boy.
Wow, wow.
I really like
It's
the
very
collar
nice.
and the sleeves though.
The
That
collar and
little,
the sleeves is a nice touch,
striping's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's not from
No.
Nike or Adidas, so it's different. I'm a huge
What
fan.
is that? What is that?
I have no
brand?
idea.
I forget.
seen it before.
I don't know. It looks like the
Sponsored.
icon that you get on your FIFA player. I really have no idea.
Yeah, no, Magisterial.
Magisterial.
Yeah,
Magisterial.
we'll get back to it.
All right. Good to move on to the next one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Everton. I'm gonna let you guys go first before I.
Mid.
Collar's cool. Shirt
Steak
mid.
ad. This isn't Twitter.
Utter woke nonsense. I fucking hate steak.
No.
I hate
I don't think
steak,
it's that
dude.
bad.
It's not
I
that
think
bad.
No,
I think
it's not. The
mid.
kit's fine.
No, 'cause the
I'm
kit
getting
was
my
so bad
propaganda out
last
here.
year. I had an Everton career mode.
It honestly
All the
looks
kits
like
sucked, so
a fake thing.
it's better than last
Steak.
year's.
If you do want to sponsor us, I will take back all of my remarks.
Oh yeah, mid.
It's mid. It's mid. Didn't do enough. Yeah. Oh no. You know, I actually don't like the kit at all, even without it. The sleeves are
Bro, it's Everton.
One- the sleeves are
collar
just
makes
blue.
It okay though.
I
I
like
think
the
the
collar.
collar
Yeah, it's a
makes
good
it okay.
collar, Dylan.
Why didn't they just do the whole design on the chest on the whole jersey?
Oh, that
Why
is
did they?
kinda stupid.
Why did
Yeah,
they
the
stop?
The
design
design sucks. Maybe because the
It's
design
mid, bro.
sucks.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
mid.
Okay, it's mid. It's mid.
It's so- It's not the Chelsea shirt.
All right, next one's Fulham's home kit.
Mid.
Oh no, this is our first big one. I love this kit.
I think it's smooth. I
What?
was gonna put mild spice. I think it's a really
Bro,
classy
this
shirt.
looks
I think it's
like,
a classy
oh,
shirt.
No,
I think it's a
no.
classy shirt.
I really like this kit.
The
Oh,
one with on the player looks okay, but the head on one looks really mid to me.
Bro, Harry Wilson scoring those 2 goals to win it in that shirt, like it just felt right. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
have no idea what this sponsor
think it's
is
like a-
either. And I really
oh,
like
it's
this
another
sponsor.
betting company, of course.
The
Is it?
sponsor, again, the sponsor is cool,
course
but
it's a
I
like
this is the first betting one where I'm like, oh, nice.
They were on Leeds a few years ago.
It's because of this thing.
Yeah,
But
I think it's
it
mild
doesn't
spice.
do it for me.
It's a
I'm
good
good with
shirt.
mild spice.
Oh, it's in the middle. Yeah. Meet in the middle, boys.
That's fine, I guess.
Mild spice. We'll let you have the next one.
That's
Whatever the
nice
next
cereal.
whatever the next one
Ipswich?
is. Ipswich.
That's a kit.
What's
right there.
Ipswich?
I think it's clean.
It's a really good kit.
Dude, they have Ed Sheeran as a sponsor.
It's got to be magisterial, doesn't it?
It's magisterial
This
for me.
thing, it's a really cool
It's a
kit.
really good.
It's
kit.
so cool, and they're just
Yeah.
a cool club. Like
The lap jersey, here I come.
We'll talk about the next the away shirt in probably 2 months, but yeah, they have a really good set of kits. All 3 of them.
I really like it. Good
Yeah.
sponsors.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran sponsors Fire. It's not an illegal
Yeah.
gambling website. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, and he's at every game too. So that's
Right,
cool.
clap.
All right, next one, Leicester.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Boring.
Utter woke
It's just
nonsense.
boring.
utter woke nonsense. That's an awful sponsor,
Why?
bro. It's just such a
Because
Oh.
they just took the same kit and they just chucked the fucking betting ad on it. I hate that.
such a
Why?
bad-
Stop.
That alone is utter woke.
You're
nonsense.
doing too
It's
much.
such a bad.
Their
sponsor.
jersey, I guess,
It's
yeah.
so bad.
The
And apparently
jersey
they-
I wore.
I don't know if this is real or not. I heard something on Twitter though that company went bankrupt, or they're not going to get all the money from the sponsor. So there's that. You know what I mean? Like it's such a horrible sponsor.
Literally, the jersey that I was wearing in the Tottenham City one
It's a
is
good kit.
so much nicer. It's so much. There's a nice design with it. They just took an Adidas blue jersey, and they put Leicester, their symbol, and then a betting ad on it. I hate that. There's not even a resemblance of gold in there, and that's a big part of their fucking colors.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
Oh,
This is one
that's
that I don't really. This is the only one I'm like
Bro,
head
so you
on,
could have the next
utter
one.
woke nonsense.
Yeah, I don't want that one though. Okay.
All right, Liverpool
Liverpool is next.
mid. Just a mid shirt. It's a mid shirt. I actually liked it originally, but the more I see it, it's just like it's a bit too much. The collar's giant for no reason. I like the yellow touches for sure, but then the shorts don't have the pattern, but the shirt
We're not
does.
talking about the shorts.
Okay,
We're
so
talking
it's
about
just
the
the
kit.
top. Okay,
Like the shirt,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's utter woke nonsense. No, it's
No.
just because it's Liverpool. I think this is, for me, it's either mild spice or mid. I don't like that the collar doesn't connect in the front.
It's just
That's
so
my biggest
big.
grievance with it.
Mid for me.
I
Mid,
feel like
bro.
it's supposed to look better off the pitch than it is on the pitch. With the way it looks is the thing.
We said that we'd give Mila the deciding,
deciding
vote on
vote,
this
yeah.
one. So, what
I
would
think
you like it
mild
to be?
spice.
All right,
Mild spice.
then Liverpool's
I think
kit
it's
is mild
it's a
spice.
cool shirt, but as a footy jersey, it's not quite the
Okay,
cream
I'm-
of the crop.
I'm chill with that.
Yeah.
Manchester City is next.
Mid for me.
I think it's mid.
I think
Oh.
their past 2 years were class, especially last year. Last year was a beautiful shirt.
So interesting.
Last year was nice.
I really like the,
I know you
the
like
collars.
this one.
I like
think
the
it's
collars
cool.
and the sleeves a lot.
The concept's cool. It's just so
It
boring.
is literally
Dude,
plain.
can we give a shout out to the numbering though? If we are
the
going to give
numbering's
it
sick.
mid
Yeah,
on
their
the
numbering's good.
Europe ones.
Their numbering's
Very cool
fun.
story.
Oh, you're talking about
The font.
The child
I'm
created
blanking.
one,
The Noel Gallagher.
right? Isn't that it?
handwriting.
Yeah.
It's Noel Gallagher. It's not a child.
Oh, it's not? Okay, never mind. They're mid. Thought it was a child. Totally messed up the story there. They're mid. Okay,
It's so funny.
we can move on. They're mid. Mid-ass
It's a
shirt.
grown man.
Mid-ass club.
Speaking
of mid fucking clubs, my club, Manchester United.
Mild Spice. I like these.
Mild Spice.
I like them. They're not a
They're
top
clean.
You guys are
tier
much-
United. They're not a top tier.
You guys are
United
much
shirt, but it's
higher on
clean.
these than me, but I like mild spice. There's
think
not a
they're
whole lot
clean.
you can do. There's not a whole
I
lot
don't
you can
think
do
they're
with United
bad.
homes.
I like them better
But
than last year.
they're not great, but they're good.
Yeah.
They're the worst
Nice little
kit
kit.
of the 3 that they dropped, which is a big up to Adidas.
Same for us.
Everyone has a red kit.
Yeah, dead.
You need to start buying the other kits.
Yeah, I didn't buy
Yeah.
a home shirt this year. I got the other two.
Dude, I remember your guys' like checkered black one.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that thing was fucking clean.
Mm,
Need more creativity from the designers.
yeah. All right, United mild spice. Mid in season, mild spice on the kit front. All right, Newcastle
Man,
Yeah,
mid. For some
it
reason this doesn't look as
have
good.
any effort poured into it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was their
it
first
doesn't
year
look
with
as good.
Adidas. Like, let's just get something clean out and kind of go from there. They didn't do too much, but yeah, decent enough.
They
I
did-
think that's a lot
better
of
with
what
the other
Adidas
two
is doing
kits,
this year.
too.
Now that
Yeah.
you say that, it might be that they're just trying to play it safe with their new sponsor.
Right. It's like, hey,
And
let's give
maybe
you a
next year
traditional-
we'll see some cooler stuff. Yeah.
But it's not
That
a bad
seems fun.
shirt.
Yeah,
No, they're
Yeah.
like it's okay. Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah, a few of their other ones hit different past few years. Can't put my finger on it.
all right. The next one is Nottingham Forest.
That's a
Mild spice.
yeah. It's a pretty stinky ad, to be fair, though. It says Cayenne twice in
And then it says it. Yeah.
no, they
I
crossed
like-
it out.
I like- I-
You guys have to.
I can't
I
not
like
look
the-
at
I-
it.
I
These
like-
guys will take the money when they can,
Oh, I
and
know.
they'll fucking slap
I
the
know.
sponsor. It doesn't.
I
You
like
don't even
the-
have a sponsor. Shut up.
I like
I
the
mentioned-
design a little bit. It's just a red kit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
it's that like
I think
Mid-
to compare it, like with the Arsenal
little-
and with the United one,
Liverpool
they
even, they
did a little
they did
more
something
with
different.
it. Like this is just a red kit.
yeah,
Like it's all red.
yeah. It's literally just a red kit with the Adidas. It's a red Adidas template. Here you go.
I've got no problem putting it in mild spice or mid. I'll let you guys
I vote
hash
mid.
that one out.
I guess I don't think they really do much with their home jerseys.
All right, so
But-
they're mid.
So I think this one's okay though.
I don't hate
Alright.
it. I don't love it. New category.
no. Mila can have it. That's too much.
You're like, oh,
Forest.
Dylan did that really stupid thing. Just give him fucking Mila's
No,
response.
new category. Forest.
Next one.
Southampton.
Terrible.
Fuck, what an awful sponsor. It's got Bitcoin on the sponsor, dog. Like,
Yeah. Bitcoin,
Yeah.
Ethereum, and
Utter woke nonsense. Yeah.
utter woke
Some
shit
nonsense.
outta
I don't.
here.
No, we don't put crypto on. No.
It gets
Like,
it.
I don't like betting ads, and betting is a big part of the sport. What?
Yeah, no.
This is like when the Lakers did the fucking thing with crypto. Like, don't, just don't.
Yeah, not my
Just
team.
don't. Utter woke nonsense for me.
Absolutely.
The next one is Tottenham Hotspurs.
I like these ones. They usually have
I
pretty
do too.
boring shirts, but I like what
They're
they
okay.
did. They did
I
something
like the
different.
sleeve.
mild spice.
Tottenham is the epitome of not. We've been saying not much to work with a few times. This is the epitome of nothing to work with. It's always a white shirt with the red sponsor. Like, especially
Yeah,
recently,
for a home kit.
especially
Yeah.
recently.
I think some of they can do some things with the away.
Oh
and
yeah, they go
the
crazy with
alternative
this. They go crazy
kits,
with
but the
this.
home kit,
Yeah, the
I
home
think
kit
you're
stays.
right. Yeah,
It's very rigid, so I like this one. Mild spice.
it should be clean though.
Yeah,
I like
it
it
is
too.
clean. Mild spice.
I
like
wish
it.
I don't know
Spice.
how it really would have worked out, but I would have loved to have seen if they took the sleeves and chucked it on the collar.
I see what you're saying.
Might be too
Yeah,
much.
it might be too much, but I'd like to see what it would
you're
look
not
like.
you're not a designer for a reason, asshole. Keep it
Exactly. The next one is West Ham.
I really like these.
It's a nice one, yeah. It's a magisterial
It gives
West
me
Ham kit.
Burnley vibes,
No,
but
but
it's got some class to it.
Yeah, it's magisterial. It's a nice little West Ham
I think
shirt.
so.
I like this
Man,
one a lot.
That changed my opinion 100%. Look, they have a betting sponsor.
But they've had
But
that, bro. It's a different
That crest
It's
is
tough.
unfucking real.
Yeah, it's
The putting that blue in the crest and having it be on the front of the jersey. Oh,
plus 50 aura.
and Mikel Antonio wears it. So,
The last one.
but also Jared Bowen wears it. Magisterial.
But Somerville wears it.
Wow, we made it to the last kit.
Yeah.
Wolves.
Oh, this is awful kit, dude. This is so awful.
If they
It's so
were
bad.
a
Why-
F1 team,
Yeah, right. Like, why is
It would look really cool.
Why is the logo like Sudo? Why is that in the corner, but then the badge is centered, and then like either center both of them, or don't center either of them. Have one on each side. The fact that one is in the corner and the other's in the middle is awful. And then the ad, D-bet.
Sudo is on both sleeves as well.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is
sure.
here.
Make
It
a-
is here,
fucking make a
and
new
they have
category.
that giant
Make a
fucking
new
JD
category.
thing.
Make a new
This
category.
this might
Wolves.
be the worst kit in the Premier League by some fucking margin.
Yeah, thank you. Make a new category. Seriously, this is easily. the
And then
worst.
they have.
poopy.
I'm taking off the headphones. I'm speaking from the heart here. They have D-bet on their jerseys. D-bet.
Dude,
D-bet.
this
I've
is
never
a
even heard of
sick
D-bet.
racing jersey.
What
if
is a
they
D-bet?
were-
What-
but it's
what are we-
not.
what are we
This
doing
is
here?
just
I
terrible.
wouldn't want
We're
to
doing-
type this
we're
into
doing
my
too much.
computer. I wouldn't want to type in DE-bet into my computer.
It would probably give you some form of hideous virus.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
New
we think
category.
you just misspelled debit.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Nope. D-bet.
It's a new category. Wolves 24-25
D-bet.
shirt. It's its own category. Yeah, D-bet.
Worst kit in the Premier League.
It's one of the
for
worst
me.
kits I've seen in years, arguably. If I'm honest, especially home shirt.
Not even a hard kit to fuck up. It's
Right.
Bumblebee.
It's Wolves, bro. I mean, it's yellow. Oh man, that's a horrible shirt, dude. Yeah, that's awful. What an awful way to end it, boys. It's truly a heinous kit.
Okay, let's talk about a nice kit before.
Uh,
Basel went crazy with both of their kits. It's been in the back of my setup for a little
yeah,
bit.
guys, Dylan went to
Fire.
Europe, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you knew.
I did go to Europe, but Basel, shout out to them. To the one person that commented on our TikTok that he liked the Basel jersey. This is a shout out to you.
That made Dylan's week.
It did make my week. All right, we get to wrap it up.
I guess.
I guess. Yeah, only an hour and 30 this time, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So
We work.
Yes.
We're getting there.
Clash of Clubs, episode 15, from Mila, Grant, and myself. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Two words for him. Different gravy. Glorious goal! Wreathed in red. We're really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. On this day of days, has he delivered? Just magnificent! Potentially life-changing. That's football. Minute you let it under your skin, then you begin to make it better.